새벽 일요일날 새벽 3시 45분입니다. 산더미처럼 쌓이는 책을 좀 읽어서 잠이 도곤해지면 또 잠을 들겠습니다. The Daily Stoic 366 Meditation on Wisdom, Perseverance and the Art of Living. Just as the nature of rational things have given to each person their rational powers, so it also gives us this power. Just as nature turns to its own purpose and obstacle or any opposition set its place in the destined order and co-opts it, so every rational person can convert any obstacle into the raw material for their own purpose. Co-opt. Be happy. Release the power of happiness in you. My students often report that they experience two opposite responses to the no grievances meditation. Your next 5 moves. Master the art of business strategy. Exerting self-discipline resulting continued excellence. Doing work you love, discovering your purpose and realizing your dreams. Get support. Form an action group. Don't do it alone. Isolation is a dream killer. Isolation is a dream killer. On purpose, the power to remain calm, strong, and competent in every season. One you can see as the guardian of your soul is the shielding you. This is not going to be a peaceful experiment, Mr. H said, adding, I think it's important for people to realize when you strap someone down like that, you can't expect someone who's choking to death, suffocating to death, to not resist. How to make anyone fall in love with you. early date, gender Mendes. Is there love after Eden? The case became a media sensation, an emblem of the Me Too improvement and America's appetite for stories about impaled white women. The vegetarian myth, food justice and sustainability. W. Rice S. Price gave us the overwhelming evidence of natural laws concerning dietary needs, laws that operate in human beings everywhere to regulate the immunity, reproduction, and virtually every other aspect of health. She went on. He couldn't do things for himself. Viability is the legal standard, whatever anyone may believe. Frenetic. Joshua chapter 1. I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. People by you. What are the anticipated answers? How to survive your freshman year. I was convinced that I couldn't fit into my clothes anymore because the dry air in the dorm room shrunk them all. We are in such a holding pattern. There is no sense of when it will loosen up. Naぜ日本の若者は自立できないのか。このタイプの子供にとっても教育が同じようにその子の特性を伸ばし、自立に役立つためにはこうした特性を持った子供に対する教育の内容や方法を根本から考え直す必要があるように思う。Inner wisdom, meditation for the heart and the soul. My business is prosperous. I'm divinely guided, so my business prospers, expands, and grows. Loosen up, loosen up. Plan to have some fun. Get back to basics and get together with the people who make you laugh. Outside the box. Between 1991 and 2013, as the country plunged headlong into globalization, its economy grew at least 7.5% in every single year. fad diets are not the solution. Exactly what to say. The magic words for influence and impact. Don't worry is particularly useful. High stress scenarios. When confronted with someone who is panicked, it puts people at ease. The most important thing. Skepticism is usually thought to consist of saying, no, that's too good to be true at the right times. Horrific attacks on politicians. Politics of hatred must stop immediately. This will only intensify criticism against politicians. 미오 나게다스 미나게 오스루 미나게 오스루 お母さんは自分の身を投げ出して子供の命を救った。$1,000,000 habit, 10 simple steps to getting everything you want in life. Finally, just as I was on the verge of being committed to the Computer Institute for Low-Tech Mental Athletics, the solution struck me. It was the innate in me, even then, to be noisy as the hell. The Psychology of Money, timeless lesson on wealth, greed, and happiness. Diet and exercise offer useful analogy. As for foreign policy, it's worth asking, does the world feel safer under Biden with Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Hamas and Hezbollah's assault on Israel, Houthi attacks on shipping in international waters, the Chinese open threat to invade Taiwan than it did under Trump? Who killed the creativity, and how can we get it back? 7 essential strategies to make yourself, your team, and your organization more innovative. To achieve extraordinary results, you may need to dismantle familiar concepts and make completely new connection. Public speaking, participate. She indicated the location near the center of Rome, the time it will take 8 years, and the cost of the renovation, $18 million. A new age of caring for older Britons. Pharmacists, therapists, doctors, and others are gathered under one roof. Don't sweat the small stuff for teens. Our continual focus on what's missing, what's wrong, or how we need to be even better or get more done keeps us from being happy now. This holiday season, she planned to shop. She planned to shop until she drops. 모티베이션을 신호소구. そしてポジティブな中学的上昇を持つ者はモチベーションが高く、すでにより良いパフォーマンスが期待できるような方を模索し、生産的に行動をします。あなたの教会は必ず成長する。例えば、私たちはカーデングローブの人々に私たちがそこで恋愛していた。ドライブイン映画劇場は私たちが日曜日に彼らの施設を利用するという賃貸契約を拒んだことを指摘した。This slide is intended to give you an outline of ABC. Social transfers and the welfare state can help, but what is most needed is an increase in the supply of good jobs for the less educated workers who have lost access to them. 今すぐできる100歳までポケない生き方。今後、予防に効果が上がる。ことを期待したいと思います。Don't sweat a small step in love. Stop treating everything like an emergency. The essence of sweating the small stuff is treating life itself as if it were an emergency. Step outside. Step outside your comfort zone and do something unusual. Giving yourself a chance to let your creativity seep into what you do personally and professionally will draw positive attention to valued suggestion and make your day and life productive and rewarding. Step outside your comfort zone and do something unusual. Don't sweat the small stuff, and it's all small stuff. Simple ways to keep the little things from taking over your life. Over time, you'll train yourself to keep your attention on your breath as you gently dismiss any stray thought. Fear not tomorrow. God is already there. Trusting Him in uncertain times. Scripture says we are forgiven, and we must embrace that truth. Yeah, sobriety, success story. Sobriety success story. My daughter shared your column with me this morning. The letter from the anonymous husband of an alcoholic touched my daughter deeply, and it made me cry pretty hard. The Venus Way, a proven method for achieving your personal best in any situation. They are tuned in. They are tuned in to the what over the who, to facts over feelings as the means to the bottom line results that move them to action. The play pokes fun at a group of four white people in all their smugness and concerned anxieties as they attempted to stage an uplifting school play about Native Americans that doesn't feature a single Native American. Smugness. A science was following must lead. Yeah, take better care of yourself. Take better care of yourself. The purpose-driven life. Reflection on what on earth am I here for? True fellowship is being true fellowship. True fellowship is being as committed to each other as we are to Jesus Christ. The boyfriend candidate quickly reveals his true intention. I'm 36, still single and depressed about it. Win at work, succeeded life. 5 principles to free yourself from the cult of overwork. Another writer who dismissed balance as something only acrobats can do, nonetheless tells the story of how I am a marketing manager for Procter & Gamble. renegotiated a better deal. I've had a crush on her for years. 100 things successful people do. Little exercise for successful living. Inspiring and practical. You may need professional help. Of course, some fears arise from more deep-rooted paranoias and traumas linked to childhood experiences.人生と仕事を変える小さな習慣250。これは本質的にはシャワー自体がクリエイティブさを刺激しているわけでも、乗り物自体が脳を刺激しているわけでもありません。I was enchanted with this person. If you swim the same pace every day, which Elle said, you won't get as much benefit. For one, she added, interval training is more fun. And two, it's just challenge your heart. Challenge your heart a little bit the better. A loop. Annoyed by neighbor's joke. Is it right to want to be at 59? When is it my time? Happy Koshi. He. Hirokita Koshi. および腰、へっぴり腰、おじちゃん。へっぴり腰。Yes, billionaires can build the cities. We cannot afford to dismiss anyone who aims to build housing in the Bay Area. How to improve your mind. Each paradigm has its own picture of reality. Each philosopher their own subjective truth. Each society its own worldview. The wisdom of menopause, creating physical and emotional health during the change. Levels of 30 and above slow the progression of osteoarthritis. What Jesus said, I tell you, use worldly wealth to gain friends for yourself, so that when it goes, you will be welcomed into eternal dwellings. Your best life now begins each morning. Devotion to start every day of the year. The key to living your best life starts with how you approach every new day. You can't do anything about the past, and you don't know what the future holds. But when you wake up in the morning, you can make up your mind to do your best to enjoy your day. To enjoy your day. Memory Power Up 101 Ways to Instant Recall. This chapter still uses the principle you've already become familiar with, but it introduced some new and versatile techniques. Kill the company and the status quo. Stand the status quo. Start an innovation revolution. As you use the tools and the techniques in this book to help strengthen your current team's soft skills, and use this question to ensure that incoming team members are naturally innovative or at least willing to learn the skills that will help them become so. You will go a long way toward achieving new innovative heights. First things the first. First things first. First things first. If you've pulled on all-nighter, don't get behind the wheel. The formula to achieve bigger goals, bigger goals through accelerating teamwork. Being the buyer takes courage, but over time, it will become the only way you engage in relationships. They assume when you show them a six-pack, the real person is there. under the hood, fire up and fine-tune your employee culture. Their snapshot technology collects real-time data on the insured car's hard braking and acceleration, allowing safer drivers to qualify for lower premiums. Keep sharp. Build a better brain at any age. Keep sharp will change how you think about your brain, how you care for it, and how you support its full potential. Keep sharp. It's important to note that all of these tests, written questionnaires, or computerized, should be administered by a professional familiar with their interpretation. The brain's way of healing, remarkable discoveries and recoveries from the frontiers of neuroplasticity. North American children are thought to spend up to 11 hours a day looking at screens. Work, a deep history from the Stone Age to the age of robots. But to focus most of your effort working for future rewards is also to dwell in a universe of endless possibilities, some good, some hard to call, and many bad. Jesus calling. The army rushed in and took over the city. Back in Seoul, my mother noted that the apartment in Chuncheon was the last place that Grandma lived. I realized how I was a part of them, and they were a part of me. I received a robot vacuum for Christmas, which could be set up only with the iPhone app. Healthy Aging, a lifelong guide to your well-being. Released to the world each November within weeks of harvest. But the greatest and the most expensive wines in the world are aged. あなたの声が幸せを運ぶ風になる。小さな自分の呼吸が変わることで世界観が広がるなんだかすごい世界を待っていると思いませんか？When the cat's away, when the cat's away, the mice will play. North Korea runs a vast network of munitions factories, including 100 plants that each employ more than 10,000 workers, said Hong, an expert on the North Korean military at the Korean Institute for National Unification in Seoul. Winners always quit. 7 pretty good habits you can swap for really great results. First, you break down the chain, break down the chains of events that would lead to your firing. He felt that he had dishonored his country, Be the one to open doors instead of waiting for others to go first. Humanitarian parole allowed some migrants to temporarily live in the United States. Status available to migrants from a handful of countries such as Venezuela and Nicaragua. Handful. The team built Robot 30X, a turkey-sized black robot with the basic size and shape of Cody 30X, a small omnivorous dinosaur from 124 million years ago. Omnivorous. The sense of happiness that comes from absorption in a thing we are truly drawn to can be discovered but not taught. I am leading a double life. Underneath, I'm leading a double life. Underneath my ordinary good life, I'm in despair for the world, yet I cope. Preparing for Hawaii's next disaster. Don't say it ever. 8 phrases therapists advise you not to use when fighting with a partner. Don't say it ever. This made me wonder about other phrases therapists wished couples would stop saying during conflict. An original poster from 2001, A Space Odyssey, now hangs in our bedroom. 俺な自分の作り方、プロビジネスマンの心を強くする習慣。不動産業界では野人から。But he'd search for a vacation that would appeal to his wife, Bridget, a high school biology teacher, and their two teenage children led into a 50-foot long boat, which they used as a base for swimming, snorkeling, wakeboarding, and scuba diving as they sailed the Caribbean from island to island. Night after night, I perform on Broadway and tell a devastating story. We need to think about the unthinkable future. We needed to think about the unthinkable future. A year after the January 6th storming of the Capitol, the United States seems perhaps even more alarming for fractious and divided. Regrettably, the right had sustained its support from Donald Trump and continued its assault on American democratic norms. Fractious and divided. Fractious and divided. Unthinkable future. A seed has all the a seed has all the innate qualities of its parent plant. It is an actual plant within a shell, made in the image of what formed it. You can win a step-by-step tool for top achievers. Winners don't do different things. They do things differently. This is especially true for children. 6 months before releasing its chatbot, OpenAI unveiled a tool called DALL-E. But at a news conference happened an hour later, a stunned Mr. Powell said incoming data since our last meeting suggests that the ultimate level of interest rate will be higher than previously expected. 政府の法則、一瞬で人生の答えが見つかる。本性はあなたの大きな潜在能力、あなたにとって最も大切な目的、そして素晴らしい存在であるあなた自身を発見するための鍵を提供します。下の英文に8とマークしてみよう。Relations with the in-laws hit new lows after man's death. I was never close to my late husband's family. Get involved in 積極的に乗ってくる。I'm discouraged that they aren't as enthusiastic about our plan as we'd expected them to be. Limitless. Upgrade your brain, learn anything faster, and unlock your exceptional life. Memory. What can I do to improve my memory right away? If we all did the things we are capable of doing, we would literally astound ourselves. People were just bringing each other in, she recalled. あなたの出番です。数年前のことです。Despite some restrictive abortion laws, there is a wide gulf in health outcomes. Artists have little to fear, which is not to suggest there won't still be a lot of legal wrangling. Outsmart your brain. Why learning is hard and how you can make it easy. Sometimes a low exam score serves as a trigger for the student with a difficult life situation to see you. They feel better. They feel like we trust them more. They've got a better work-life balance. From stress to success in just 31 days. Now write your own affirmation in your journal or on a separate piece of paper. In 2023, the internet left me behind. Be just as those aren't enough to impose learning Roman numerals on all school children. Cursive's time is up. Now that all people will spend so much less time writing by hand. Cursive. seeing around the corners, how to spot the inflection points in business before they happen. Have fun. This is a direct expression of the idea of 이 오토나이로 반대견을 열었다. 이 오토나이로 사전오 있겠니? 이 오토나이로 모노와 타레모 이나갔다. The do more series. The do more series are a distraction tactic to make people chase an infinite amount of risk. With so many launches now planned and so many designs for enigmatic satellite in the works, it becomes hard not to wonder if the United States will become engaged in a new arms race. Enigmatic. Massachusetts has one of the most frequently used civil commitments system for addiction, and the results are grim. My children do not understand my world, and I do not understand theirs. How to click with the people. The secret to better relationship in business and in life. You click with the ideas of the biggest crowd. Perhaps as a result, the statue's language can be ambiguous to the point of vagueness. The power of positive thinking. Expect the best and get it. Believe in yourself and in everything you do. Develop the power to reach your goals. Break the worry habit and achieve a relaxed life. Improve your personal and professional relationship. Assume control over your circumstances. Be kind to yourself. 아이니쿠 재수 없음. 아이니쿠나 고토니 운도 가이와 주신이 나타라. What could be more juicy than that? Putting bounce in your day. Exercising on a trampoline can improve balance and fitness in a low-impact way. A lot of women I speak to in C-suite position use heels and power, she added. C-suite. Raji X. Father of the West. It's okay to leave. How apples such as this might affect public opinion is difficult to predict. President Xi is a risk taker. Getting crime under control. That was clear even in the final. She was far more interested in making wine herself. Climate change is sowing Arctic Alaska. Content that definitely goes a lot farther is people who are a little bit more entertaining and less educational. 10億稼ぐ人の勉強法睡眠時間の90分の倍数にセットをする。Yeah, but in winter I'm filled with tenderness for the foolish and the broken. 音読すれば身につけた知識や知恵が一生ものになる。Intelligence, the creative response to now, and the whole effort. If education is right, if it is education and not miseducation. Miseducation.